Welcome to Showbase Glimpses. Let's take a look at the crucifixion as depicted by Matthew's Gospel, 27th chapter, 33 through 56. For the main parts covered, see the pictures. Matthew 27, 33 through 56 is a passage that describes the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and the events that followed. Here is his briefing. Jesus was brought to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of a skull, where he was nailed to a cross along with two criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Explanation of Matthew 27:37. Above his head, a sign was placed that read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews," which was meant to mock him and his claim to be the Messiah. Matthew 27:39 to 43. The people who passed by, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders all ridiculed him, saying that he should save himself if he was the Son of God, and that he had saved others but could not save himself. Matthew 27:44 to 45. The two criminals who were crucified with him also insulted him. From noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness covered the whole land as a sign of God's judgment and sorrow over the death of his Son. Matthew 27:46 to 47. At about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jesus cried out with a loud voice saying, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" This was a quotation from Psalm 22:1, which expressed his feeling of abandonment as he bore the sins of the world on the cross. Matthew 27:47 through 49. Some of the bystanders misunderstood his words and thought he was calling for Elijah, the prophet who was expected to come before the Messiah. Matthew 27:48. Jesus then said, "I thirst," and someone gave him a sponge filled with sour wine to drink, which fulfilled a prophecy in Psalm 69:21. Matthew 27:50. He then cried out again with a loud voice and gave up his spirit, which meant that he voluntarily surrendered his life to God. Matthew 27:51. At that moment, the curtain of the temple, which separated the holy place from the holiest place, was torn in two from top to bottom, which signified that the way to God was now open for everyone through the death of Jesus. Matthew 27:51 through 52. The earth also shook, the rocks split, and the tombs were opened, which showed the power and the glory of God in the death of his Son. Matthew 27:52 to 53 and 1 Corinthians 15:20 to 23. Many of the saints who had died were raised to life and appeared to many people in Jerusalem after the resurrection of Jesus, which was a preview of the future resurrection of all believers. Matthew 27:54. The centurion and those who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and the other signs and were afraid, and they confessed that Jesus was truly the Son of God. Matthew 27:55 to 56. Many women who had followed Jesus from Galilee and had ministered to him were also there, watching from a distance. They included Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee. Coming up next, the burial of Jesus.